Once a university professor went to a class to give a lecture. The professor asked the students a question. He asked, "Everything that exists is created by God?" One student stood up and answered, "Yes, it is." Now professor asked, "If God created everything, that means God created evil too. And according to principle, the things we do determine who we are. Means God is evil?" Students got quiet after hearing this. And the professor was very happy to show that he once again proved that God is a myth. After this, another student stood up and said, "Professor, can I ask you a question?" "Of course," professor replied. Student asked, "Professor, does cold exist?" "Of course, it exists. Don't you ever feel cold?" Professor replied. Everyone in the class laughed at the question of the student. Student said, "Actually, sir, cold doesn't exist. According to physics law, when we think about cold, it's just absence of heat, and absolute zero is complete absence of heat. We created the word cold to describe what we feel in absence of heat." Student continued and asked another question to the professor. "Sir, does darkness exist?" "Of course, it exists," the professor replied. Again, the student replied, "You are wrong, sir. Darkness doesn't exist. It is just absence of light. We can study light, but not darkness. According to Newton's law, we can study white light, expand it into many colors, but you can't measure darkness. How can we measure how much dark some space is? We measure the quantity of light. Darkness is just what people used to describe as absence of light." Finally, the student asked the professor, "Sir, does evil exist?" "Yes, of course, it exists. We can see its presence in our day-to-day life. Cruelty, crime, violence, all around the world are examples of evil." After hearing this, the student answered, "No, sir. Evil doesn't exist itself. It is just an absence of God. God doesn't create evil. Evil is the result of the absence of godly love in the human heart. It's like cold which comes in the absence of heat, or darkness which comes into existence in the absence of light." These words left the professor speechless.